Dear friends, today I'll discuss about pedagogy, especially for Assam TET and other upcoming competitive exams. বন্ধুসকল আহক আমি আজি আলোচনা কৰোঁ শিক্ষা বিজ্ঞানৰ আটাইতকৈ গুৰুত্বপূৰ্ণ MCQবোৰ। বন্ধুসকল আপোনালোকে নাপাহৰিব নলেজ ইউটিউব চেনেলটো ছাবস্ক্ৰাইব কৰিবলৈ আৰু আপোনালোকৰ পৰামৰ্শ দিবলৈ। আহক আহ, আমি কুৱেশ্যনবোৰ আলোচনা কৰোঁ। Okay, so the first question: what is the primary aim of pedagogy? There have a four option. Option A, to control student. Option B, to facilitate learning. That means to provide the facility to the student. Or next option C, to prepare lesson plans, and option D, to complete the syllabus. We need to understand the primary aim of pedagogy. That means how we can provide a facility to the learner and we can make a good learning environment. So answer will be the to facilitate learning. Okay. Next question. Second question. Which of the following is an example of active learning? Option A, lecturing. Option B, memorization. Option C, group discussion. And option D, dictation. So here we found that four options are there, but our question is that which of the following is an example of active learning. We need to find out the example of active learning. The example of active learning is a group discussion. When a student discuss within their groups, they can find a solution and they can understand properly from their own colleagues, and they can make some new ideas, creative thing. They can develop their critical thinkings. Huh? So it is the best example of active learning. They have no pressure. Without pressure, through their group discussion, they can learn or they can impart knowledge. Okay, that is the best example of active learning. Third question: what does the term scaffolding in education refer to? Option A, building temporary classrooms. Option C, supporting students to achieve learning goals. Option C, removing obstacle to learning. Option D, organizing the syllabus sequentially. So our question is that what does the term scaffolding scaffolding in education refer to? Here refer the scaffolding supporting student to achieve learning goals. Supporting student to achieve learning goals. So that is the appropriate option from the four option. So now we can discuss the next question. Who proposed the concept of zone of proximal development, ZPD? It is not a FDP or PDF or whatever. It is a ZPD means zone of proximal development. So who proposed the concept of zone of proximal development? So we found from the given option, the option A, Jean Piaget, option B, Jerome Brunner, and or Brunner, and C, Lev Vygotsky, and D, John Dewey. So who will be the appropriate person who proposed the content, who proposed the concept regarding the ZPD? The appropriate option will be the Lev Vygotsky. Okay, the Lev Vygotsky developed the concept of zone of proximal development. Okay, the next question: constructivism emphasizes learning through option A, repetition and memorization, option B, observation and imitation, and option C, active exploration and discovery, and option D, listening to learners. So what will be the appropriate option? So the answer will be the active exploration and discovery. Okay, because here the constructivism emphasizes learning through active exploration and discovery. So next question: which of the following is a learner-centered teaching method? Four options are there. Option A, lecture. Option B, direct instruction. Option C, problem-based learning. Option D, demonstration. The appropriate option is problem-based learning, because question asked which of the following is a learner-centered teaching method. Learner-centered teaching method, problem-based learning. Next question: in Bloom's taxonomy, which domain deals with physical skills? Option A, cognitive domain. Option B, psychomotor domain. Option C, affective domain. And option D, behavioral domain. So appropriate option will be psychomotor domain. The psychomotor domain related to the physical skills. In the Bloom's taxonomy, you can find that effective, then cognitive, affective, psychomotor. Psychomotor related to the physical skills. Okay. Next question: the idea of learning by doing is advocated by whom? Option are there. Option A, John Locke. Option B, John Dewey. And option C, the Paulo Freire. And option D, Maria Montessori. The appropriate option will be the John Dewey, because he advocated the idea of learning by doing. The term andragogy is associated with the education of option A, adults, option B, children, option C, adolescents, and option D, preschoolers. So what will be the appropriate option? The term andragogy is associated with the education of adults. Okay, andragogy associated with the education of adults. Always remember. And the next question: what is differentiated instruction? Okay. Option A, providing the same material to all students. Option B, adapting teaching methods to meet diverse learner needs. Option C, giving special attention to gifted students only. And option D, separating students based on their abilities. So what will be the appropriate answer? ইয়াৰ শুদ্ধ উত্তৰটো হ'ব adapting teaching methods to meet diverse learner needs. So the differentiated instruction is adapting teaching methods to meet diverse learner needs. So next question, a lesson plan is considered effective if it is option A, rigid and detailed. Option B, flexible and adaptable. Option C, centered on the teacher. Option D, based on the textbooks. So the lesson plan is considered effective if it is flexible and adaptable. Okay, the next question. The next question, intrinsic motivation is means learning to gain external rewards, learning driven by curiosity and interest, and C, learning under compulsion, and option D, learning for grades only. So our question is that intensive motivation in learning means what? Here the question is that as per intensive motivation related with the learning driven by curiosity and interest. Learning driven by curiosity and interest. Okay, the next question. The formative assessment is conducted at the end of the academic year during the learning process. Option C, after every lecture, and option D, before starting a course. So there have a four option. Option A, the at the end of the academic year. Option B, during the learning process. Option C, after every lecture, and option D, before starting a course. So the appropriate option will be B, during the learning process, when the formative assessment is conducted during the learning process. Formative assessment is conducted during the learning process. Always remember. The next question. What does experiential learning emphasized? What does experiential learning emphasized? The option A, rote learning. Option B, learning through direct experience. Option C, theoretical understanding. Option D, memorization of facts. The question is that what does experiential learning emphasize? Answer will be the learning through direct experience. Because when you learn through experience, okay, that is a practically you can learn. The experiential learning emphasizes the learn through direct experience. Whatever we face day-to-day problem, we can learn lots of things through our direct experience. Okay, the next question. In cooperative learning, students work, option A, individually, option B, as competitors, option C, together to achieve shared goals, and option D, under strict teacher supervision. So here option, the C will be the appropriate, together to achieve shared goals, because here asked in cooperative learning, student work together to achieve shared goals. Okay, the next question. The Montessori method focuses on what? The Montessori method focuses on the option A, strict discipline. Option B, sensory based learning. Option C, teacher led instruction. And option D, memorization of facts. The answer will be the sensory based learning. Okay, the Montessori method focuses on sensory based learning. Okay, The next question. Howard Gardner's theory of multiple intelligence suggests option A, intelligence is fixed. Option B, intelligence can be measured only by IQ test. Option C, there are different types of intelligence. Option D, intelligence is relevant in education. Okay, so what will be the appropriate answer? The appropriate answer will be there are different types of intelligence. Okay, so the the Harvard Gardner's theory of multiple intelligence suggests what? There are different types of intelligence. Next question. Which is not a principle of effective pedagogy? We need to find out the who is not effective. Okay. Here option A, learner engagement. It is related. Option B, feedback and assessment. Option C, teacher domination. Option D, clear object. So teacher domination will not a effective pedagogy. Okay, the option C will be the appropriate answer. The next question, spiral curriculum was proposed by whom? Option A, Jean Piaget. Option B, Jerome Bruner. Option C, Lev uh, Vygotsky. Option D, Erik Erikson. So here we know that the appropriate answer will be the Jerome Bruner because he uh, proposed the spiral curriculum. Okay. So next question, means reflective teaching means option A, teaching based on intuition. Option B, teaching based on feedback and self-evaluation. Option C, relying only on past experiences. And option D, ignoring students' responses. So the option B will be the appropriate because the reflective teaching means teaching based on feedback and self-evaluation. Then we can reflect what is our problem. We make some self-evaluation. When we collect the other feedback, then we can find out what is the reflection of my work, reflection of the students' results. Okay. The next question. Inquiry-based learning begins with option A, providing answer. Option B, asking question. Option C, delivering lecture. Option D, reviewing textbooks. So inquiry based learning begins with asking questions. Option B will be the appropriate answer. Next question. The key features of inclusive education. Option A, especially school for disably abled student. So differently abled student. Option B, equally learning opportunities for all students. Option C, separate classes for high achieving students. And option D, emphasize on competitions. So what will be the appropriate feature for inclusive education? The appropriate feature is that equal learning opportunities for all students. Okay. The next question. Pedagogy of phrase was written by option A, Paulo Freire. Option B, John Dewey. Option C, Maria Montessori. Option D, Rabindranath Tagore. So what will be the appropriate option? Because we know the pedagogy of phrase was written by Paulo Freire. Okay. So next question. The best method to teach moral values is through option A, lectures. Option B, role play and real life examples. Option C, memorization of rules. Option D, dictations of texts. And so these are the four options. So what will be the appropriate answer? The best method to teach moral values is through role play and real life examples. Role play and real life examples. So option B will be the appropriate answer. Next question. The flip learning refers to teachers flipping between subject, learning at home and practicing in class. Option C, immediate assessment of a student. And option D, skipping difficult topics in class. So what will be the appropriate answer? The appropriate answer will be learning at home and practicing in class. That is known as the flip learning. Flip learning refers to learning at home and practicing in class. The next question, an effective teacher should, option A, focus only on content delivery. Option B, ignore student feedback. Option C, be adaptive and approachable. Option D, really entirely on textbooks. So what will be the appropriate answer? So out of four options, we found that the option C will be the appropriate, because here asked an effective teacher should be adaptive and approachable. Okay. So next question. The primary purpose of summative assessment is monitoring process. Option B, certifying achievement. Option C, providing immediate feedback. And option D, identifying weaknesses. So what will be the appropriate answer from the given four options? So we can find that the option B will be the appropriate, because the primary purposes of summative assessment is clarifying achievement. Okay. The next question. The main component of cooperative learning is, option A, group competition. Option B, individual effort. Option C, positive interdependence. And option D, passive listening. The positive interdependence will be the appropriate answer. The option C will be the appropriate. The positive interdependence, why? The asked question, the main component of cooperative learning. The main components of cooperative learning is the positive interdependence. Okay. The next question. In pedagogy, constructivism means what? Option A, building knowledge from pre-existing structures. Option B, memorizing facts and figures. Option C, transmitting fixed knowledge. Option D, relying solely on external resources. So the option A will be the appropriate. The building knowledge from pre-existing structure. Here asked the pedagogy constructivism. In pedagogy, constructivism means what? Building knowledge from pre-existing structure. Okay. The next question, question number 30. The next question, classroom management involves controlling student strictly, creative an environment conducive to learning. C, punishing uh, disruptive student. Option D, following rigid schedules. So option D will be the appropriate answer, because here asks classroom management involve creating an environment conducive to learning. Okay. The next question, peer tutoring is an example of, option A, comparative, the cooperative learning. Option B, comparative learning. Option C, lecture method. Option D, traditional learning. So what will be the appropriate option? Here, the cooperative learning will be the appropriate. The cooperative learning will be the appropriate option. Okay. So next question, assessment for learning is diagnostic assessment, option A, option B, formative assessment, option C, summative assessment, and option D, norm reference assessment. So what will be the appropriate option? The assessment for learning is formative assessment. Assessment for learning is what? Formative assessment. Next, critical pedagogy focuses on what? Critical pedagogy focuses on what? Option A, memorization. Option B, empowering learners to question and challenge. Option C, rigid classroom structures. And option D, passive learnings. So what will be the appropriate option? Appropriate option will be B, empowering learners to question and challenges. So critical pedagogy focuses on empowering learners to question and challenge. The 34 question, who is the father of modern education? Here option A, John Dewey, option B, Jean Piaget, and option C, Comenius, and option B, Lev Vygotsky. So option C will be the appropriate option. Comenius, Comenius known as a father of modern education. So next question, discovery learning is a concept proposed by whom? Option A, Jerome Bruner, option B, B.F. Skinner, option C, Albert Bandura, option D, John Dewey. So who will what will be the appropriate option? The discovery learning is a concept proposed by Jerome Bruner. Always remember. The question number 36. The reflective practice is teaching involves option A,